Hello world, Shelly here, and I'm back with another best of 2020. Let's round out the best foundations with my top foundations of all time as of 2020. So the previous foundation videos I did with drugstore and high-end foundations were the best that I have reviewed in 2020. These are my top foundations as of right now, 2020, but not necessarily released or reviewed in 2020. Now I've got 17 foundations to talk about because it's really hard to narrow them down when I've got over 200 foundations. So when you ask me what my favorite is, I can't give you just one because I have a favorite dewy, a favorite dewy higher coverage, a favorite matte higher coverage, favorite full coverage overall, favorite skin-like, favorite no makeup. So like, I don't have one favorite. And so what I did was I've got the master spreadsheet over on geekoutofwater.com. Click the Foundation Fest link. I've got this ranked sortable searchable spreadsheet of all of my foundation reviews. These are pretty much just ticking off the top 17, but there's a few that I skipped because what I did to narrow this down, and I realize 17 foundations is not narrowing it down, but what I did to get it at least this narrow is I picked the foundations that I have worn the most in 2020. So I will go from 17th place up to first place, which means I have to reorganize my list and put it so I can look in the right direction. Okay. There are several drugstore options in here, although most of them are high-end. That just is how I roll with foundations. All of my foundation reviews are based on dry and maturing skin, so it is a more challenging scenario than if I didn't have those considerations. My skin is very often flaking or peeling, and that's just what I'm dealing with. So let's kick this off. In 17th place, I own 3 different shades of this so that I can wear it year-round. It is the Covergirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation. This does not wear as a matte on me at all. This wears very much like a satin finish on me, and I don't know what that is, but I've worn all 3 of the shades that I own, and they all wear the same on me. So I don't consider this really a matte foundation. I call it like a satin natural. This one scored a 93% A- in my grading. It is lightweight, a little tiny bit drying on me in the winter time. The rest of the year, totally fine. But if I'm not wearing it every single day, then the drying really isn't an issue because it's very minor. Otherwise, super smoothing to texture, slightly blurring to pores, but you can fix that with a pore blurring primer, and it's got solid medium coverage and it's cruelty-free and it's drugstore and it's really inexpensive. So I am pretty much in love with this one. This is shade L20. I also have shade L15 and L40, and their numerics aren't exactly in line like lightest to darkness, so you really just kind of have to look and find the undertones that work for you. This is the one that most often works for me. This is definitely my winter shade. It's on the lighter end, but I absolutely love the Covergirl True Blend. It is not a matte on me. It is much more satin. In 16th place, this was a new discovery to me this year. It is the Makeup Forever Reboot R230. This shade is my favorite shade match, really, of ever. I've been using this as my new, whenever I put things into the shade finder to find my match. Previously, well, I still do put it in there as well, but Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place 1C1 Cool Bone is what I normally put in there, which isn't a perfect match for me, but it's universally all year round a really good match, so that's what I use. This is even closer to a good skin match to me, with a neutral to slightly cool undertone, and it's really pretty. This one scored a 94% A in my grading. It's natural dewy finish, so it's not too luminous, but it is that slight dew to it. Lightweight, slightly hydrating. You get slight blur and slight smoothing of texture. Gorgeous shade match, 10 plus hours of wear, which I like double digits. I need double digits. Super graceful degradation. It just wears really nicely. This one's so pretty. Love it. One of my favorite finds of the year. I think Having worn it many times now, it's probably even a little higher up on my list than the 94A that I gave it. I do love this one quite a bit. In 15th place, the By Terry. Get this on sale if you can. It's like $116, I think. I always want to say it's $126, but I think it's $116 normally. Scored a 94A, and the claim to fame of this one is that my skin is in better condition at night when I take this off than it was in the morning when I put it on. And it's gorgeous. I mean, what else is there? Satin finish, very lightweight. The skincare in this is just, it's so hydrating to the skin. If you have dry skin, your skin will love it. This is shade 5 medium peach. I've got 4 of the 5 lightest shades. None of them match me. 2 of them I got on sale. I think where I find them on sale the most is Nordstrom, I want to say. And I think the last one I got for $58. So it's still a pricey foundation, but it's better than the 3 digits. Super smooth on the skin. The only thing I would say besides the price that is a downside, very strong fragrance. And I don't have a sensitive nose. So if I smell it, anyone sensitive to a heavy scent is going to smell it. But my skin loves it so much. I do get a match by mixing my shades, but that's part of why I bought more shades of this instead of just mixing it with something I already had, because the skincare in it is so amazing that I didn't want to dilute the effects of the skincare. It's that good. It's that mind-blowing. I love this stuff. It's the Densless Anti-Wrinkle Serum Foundation, 15th place. Why did I ever try anything by Terry? I should have never ever done it because I've loved everything I've tried. The Hydra Powder, also so good. Don't go down that rabbit hole. It's so expensive, you guys. Whew. Next up, 14th place. This one's been a favorite for a few years now. It's the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. Now, I know they came out with a newer release. It just barely missed my top high-end foundations of 2020, but I prefer this one just a little bit. This is shade Texel, which is just a smidge too dark for me in the lightest of wintertime, but scored a 94A when I graded it, and I've worn this so much that I'm really halfway through this bottle, and which is amazing for how many foundations I have. It's a natural dewy finish, very lightweight, very good blurring and smoothing, light to medium coverage. It's one of the Clean at Sephora picks if you are into clean beauty types of ingredients. I wish the wear time was a little bit longer. By default, I can get about 8 hours out of it, but if you powder it, you'll get a little bit longer. I prefer a little bit more than that, but it is so phenomenally comfortable, and I used the word phenomenally in my spreadsheet that made me feel I should repeat it to you and screw it up as I did, but it's super comfortable and I love this stuff. This one, I fell in love with it I was on a conference trip to Las Vegas, and I love Las Vegas, one of my favorite places on earth, but it sucks the life out of my skin. I'm dehydrated to begin with, so I physically cannot keep up with my hydration while I'm in Las Vegas ever, and this still looked nice on my skin. Pretty miraculous. And when I saw that, I was like, you got something going there, Ilia. That's all right. Good stuff. Love the Ilia. 13th place is a new one this year. Where did it go? Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue. Scored a 95A. I have this in shade 1 and 2 Ecru. Natural glow. Lightweight, hydrating, blurs pores, gives a slight blur to texture. You can get it up to around medium coverage. The only downside, it clings just a teeny tiny bit if you've got flaking skin, but on the upside, this is excellent long wear, like 12 plus hours of wear. And that's kind of unusual for the hydrating / dewy kinds of foundations, for it to be really locked in place like that. So this one I do enjoy. Still transfers on masks, so even though it wears really long, if you are wearing a mask with it, we'll get to the ones I like for masks in a minute. But it's phenomenally good, super hydrating. My skin loves it. It's really pretty. Doesn't sink into lines. None of those issues. Very much enjoy it. Number 12 is cut across 2 pages on my notes. It is dun-da-da, the NYX Born to Glow Naturally Radiant Foundation. I have to look at 2 different pages. 95A, it's scored. It's a luminous foundation, so it's dewy. If you're not into dewy, it's a dewy one. She dewy, she pretty, super lightweight, very hydrating. Does a really good job with blurring and smoothing. When I say blurring, I'm talking about pores. When I say smoothing, I'm talking about texture. And that's also something unusual for a really dewy finish, because a lot of the time people will tend to think that any kind of luminous finish accentuates texture, and this does not. It is super, super pretty. Very comfortable, also cruelty-free and vegan, and reasonably priced. Go Nyx. All right, we're on to the single page now. That was shade Light Ivory, by the way. Number 11. I also have 4 shades, 3 shades. I have 3 shades of this one. It is the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie, doubles as concealer. It's one of those, it's got both a doe foot applicator as well as the pump that you can see on the top. Dun dun dun. Pretty cool. Great for travel when I used to do that. The grade on this one was a 96A, dewy, satin to slightly dewy. Let's call it satin luminous. Lightweight, doubles as concealer, hydrating, slight blur, very nice smoothing, excellent wear time, beautiful finish, cruelty-free, and vegan. The wear time on this is super good, and that's another reason why I like it for travel, because when I'm traveling, I'm almost always like at a conference or something where, you know, you leave the hotel in the morning, you are in sessions all day long, and I'm not the go powder my nose in the middle of the day kind of person. I'm going to put my makeup on. I probably won't even bother to reapply lipstick. Like, morning, that's all I'm going to do. And then by the end of the day, I have to still look human. And I still look human with this one. I've got 3 shades of it so I can wear it any which time of the year. LP4 is the one I wear most of the year. I have 1 shade that's a little bit lighter. I think I got a light neutral, darker shade, and I have a cool... the pink, the LPs on the lighter shade for winter. So, beautiful one. Love it quite a bit. Number 10. Oh, I didn't get it. Makeup Revolution Fast Base Stick. I wear F3 the most often in this one, but I have 5 different shades of this again, so I can wear it any time of the year. This scored a 96A. Unusual for a drugstore foundation to be so fantastic, and unusual for a stick foundation to be so fantastic. It's just a beautifully emollient stick. It is dewy, lightweight, slightly hydrating, fantastic job blurring pores. You can get it up to a solid medium coverage, hydrating. Did I say that already? I did, didn't I? Does not settle into lines, degrades gracefully, and cruelty-free and vegan. I don't know why I put it into this hand. I don't know why I hold things with this hand. Because my notes are usually over here, which you would think it... I don't know. I'm having issues, you guys. Issues. Makeup Revolution, Fast Base Stick. Love it. I just love it. It is the reason why the Hourglass Vanish stick is no longer on my favorites. Because that's beautiful. I don't reach for it anymore because I got these. So there you have that. Number 9. I'm keeping this one on the list, even though I didn't wear it a ton this year, but it is like my go-to. I'm almost out of it, really. Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place. Don't look at the cap. I lost the top, and this part of my pump is so dirty. 1C1 Cool Bone. Not only, why is my nose itch? Not only is it super good for comparing shade matches for me, but this is the foundation I pick when I need no questions asked, all day wear, performance no matter what, caught in a rainstorm, doesn't matter. When I need to know that this thing is gonna work and I know I'm gonna be up in it in humidity or heat or freezing or snow or weather or anything, this is what I wear. And the reason I didn't wear it much this year is because I haven't gone outside of my house very much this year. But it is still my all-time standby, go-to, never fails me kind of a foundation. It is awesome coverage and I love it. It's old reliable there. Old reliable. Next up in 8th place, new this year, Yensa BC Foundation Skin on Skin. It's marketed as like a BB-CC cream, but it is foundation type coverage. Brilliant coverage, brilliant skincare in this as well. Rated a 96A in my grading. Satin luminous finish, very lightweight and comfortable on the skin. It is not drying, gives exceptional smoothing. Long wear time, 12 plus hours. The undertone is similar to CYO 101. So if you're missing your old CYO, people call it kind of a gray undertone. I think I don't think it's necessarily a gray undertone, but I know a lot of people refer to that undertone as being gray. I call it a beige undertone, and I love it. My skin loves a beige undertone, and this one has it. It's just a little bit smidgy darker than the CYO 101. So if you're missing it, this is shade light neutral. Also excellent for flaking skin. The skincare in it just kind of helps take that dry, flaky skin, calm it back down, and kind of make it invisible. It's also cruelty-free, which is awesome. I am really enjoying the things I've tried this year so far from Yensa. I look forward to trying more, and I like this one. It's also excellent SPF. SPF 40. Good stuff. In 7th place, I feel like there's cat hair on my face. You know that's what it is. There is cat hair on my face somewhere. We've got, in 7th place, the Dior Forever Skin Glow. This is one of my favorites. These are all one of my favorites, but this one is a reach for a lot favorite. This one scored a 97A. I have 2 shades of this now. This is shade 1CR. I think I also have 1 neutral in this one. The finish is satin luminous, leaning dewy, almost all the way to the dewy side, slightly hydrating. Again, for a dewy finish, it does a beautiful job smoothing texture and blurring pores. It does not emphasize them on me. Light to medium coverage. This is the one that could wear a little bit longer. I get a good 8 hours or so out of this. You will get some more longevity if you powder it, but you lose a little bit of that dewy finish, and I like the dewy finish. The one thing it is excellent for, if I'm having a bad skin day where I'm flaking or peeling like crazy, this one does a really good job, not only hiding it and not emphasizing it, but again, it's one of those that just helps hydrate the skin back up so it's not flaking so much, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful foundation. One of my top favorites. In 6th place, Purito. A few of you have been asking in the comments, especially on my previous drugstore favorites, why I didn't put the snail clearing Purito BB cream on there. And it's because it's been discontinued. So if I know you can't get something, I'm not going to recommend it, because then you try to get it and you're sad. And I don't want to make people sad. So happily, when I tried the replacement, the Cica clearing BB cream, it's awesome, and it's almost identical. Even the ingredients are almost identical. I think they just swapped out the snail mucin for the Cica Rar tiger grass. And I think I have to do it. I have to, you guys. This stuff is so pretty. It scored a 98% A. It's dewy. Like, no questions about it. Dewy finish. Gorgeous on the skin. Very skin-like. It is hydrating. It's another one that has a similar undertone to the CYO. I have shade 21 Light Beige, which is currently the lightest shade of it. Handles peeling skin very well. This is about 2 shades darker than the CYO 101, I would say. Cruelty-free and vegan. So pretty. This is another one that you can like run and gun however you want to do it. Fingers, quick, no makeup, very sheer. Build it up, use a sponge, use a brush, however you want to apply it, it works. However much you want to wear, it works. You want to go full glam with it, you can. Ugh, you're beautiful. It's also fragrance free. Good ingredients. Purito is good like that. Great find of 2020. We have another good one here that is cruelty-free and vegan in 5th place, the Milk Makeup Flex Foundation Stick. It's only a little bit less emollient than the Makeup Revolution, so it is still a very, very pretty finish on the skin. I would call it satin natural. It's not quite as dewy as the Makeup Revolution Fast Base, but super lightweight on the skin. You can get it up to like a light medium coverage, very hydrating, very comfortable, good blurring, good smoothing, 12-hour wear, very skin-like, also cruelty-free and vegan, and I like the packaging. I was reminded to wear this. So I have this drawer behind me that is for my stick and tube foundations, and I don't dig into my drawers very often. If I don't see makeup in front of me, I don't wear it, which is why my vanity is always a mess. And if you're in the membership, the Geek Out of Water membership, the Goldfish level has a Discord chat room. And one of my goldfish told me in the chat that, you know, you've got the Milk makeup stick ranked so high. Why don't you ever wear it? And I'm like, because I forgot about it. So actually, in the past like 2 or 3 months worth of videos, I've worn this quite a few times because I've been keeping it on my vanity, so I remember it, and it's gorgeous, and it's easy, and it's beautiful. And how could I forget something that scored a 98? Like, come on now. I'm that person that needs like to put on all the walls around me just to have all my makeup on shelves. Like, that would be, my mind would explode. I would lose my mind. It'd be amazing to be able to just see everything all at once. Now I'm dreaming. In 4th place, I haven't worn this one in a while, but it's mainly because the shade is so light on me that it has to be winter. And it is the YSL All Hours foundation. This is one of the few truly matte foundations that is beautiful on my skin that I feel like I can pull off. Grade 98% A. It is way up there. It's a natural matte. It's not a flat matte. You don't have to like draw back in a ton of dimension on your face because you're still gonna have enough dimension from the luminosity, but it's not dewy. It is just a natural matte finish, whereas lightweight, it's not drying. If you have dry skin, I can wear this in the dead of winter and it doesn't dry me out, which is pretty amazing. Blur's texture, also kind of amazing for a matte finish foundation. It has excellent coverage. This is, I would say you can get this up to full coverage. You'll probably want to use a pore blurring primer with it, but super long wear, beautiful finish, amazing coverage. One of the very few matte foundations that I would say are truly matte that cooperate really well with my skin. Really, this one lives on my pretty little shelf up there. It's good stuff. In 3rd place, I was singing this praises in my best of 2020, MAC Face and Body. I don't know why it took me so long to try this one. I just procrastinated. And if you check my favorites on my website, I have several MAC foundations. So I have Studio Fix Fluid, which the only reason I left it off this list, it would have been like next on the list. My list is just too long. I've got Studio Sculpt, which I also love. The only reason it's not on this list is because I need to get a new one and I haven't worn it probably haven't worn it this year. I still use what I have left for swatching, but I need to buy another one. Otherwise, it would have been on this list. Studio Sculpt, Studio Fix Fluid, Mineralize, which they don't make anymore. It's discontinued. That was my favorite of them. Well, this is my new favorite. I love MAC foundations. They perform so wonderfully with my skin. And this is shade N2. I think it's a little too dark for me this time of year. I still wear it. But I think I'm going to try buying one shade lighter and see if that is my winter shade. This is practically drugstore pricing. It's $18 an ounce. Revlon foundations are $18 an ounce. Now, the bottle is bigger than 1 ounce. I always forget. 1.7 ounces or 50 mil. There's also a big bottle. I want to say it's 4 ounces, which is an even better price. And they just had the MAC sale and I missed it. And I could have got the 4 ounces for like 20 bucks. It's crazy town. Like, oh, so good. This stuff, you can wear it sheer. You can wear it light. You can wear it medium. You can do it glam. You can do no makeup. It wears all day. Favorite for wearing under a mask. This stuff does not transfer on me at all. It's brilliant. It is just so pretty on the skin. Super hydrating if you have dry skin. So for something to stay put and be hydrating, like those two don't usually go together. Normally, for foundations to stay put, they're loaded with alcohol. And I don't have that problem because we got MAC Face and Body. It's beautiful. I could just go on and on and on. I'm so glad I got this foundation. I probably wear this the most in 2020. It's either this one or the next one. Oh, well, or the Purito. Those are my three main loves right now. In second place, L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation. My only bummer is that on the light end of the spectrum, there aren't enough shades for me to have a match. Shade 10 is a little too light and a little too yellow. Shade 15, this is Rose Ivory, is a little too dark in the wintertime, but this scored a 99% A. Definitely a dewy finish. It is super smoothing, lightweight, gorgeous, no settling into lines, no caking, degrades gracefully, nice long wear time. I just find it to be super, super pretty. And you guys in the comments have said, you know, you're combo to oily and you can still wear it. You're dry skin, you can still wear it. You have more mature skin than mine, you can still wear it. Like, there are lots of reports of people that love this foundation, and it seems to work in a very wide range of circumstances. Of course, there are some people that it won't work for, and just because it works for me doesn't mean it'll work for you, even if we are skin twins, but you got a pretty good shot with this one. Wait and get it on sale. If you can get it for a half off deal, even better. But this stuff is so good. I love it so much. This whole line. I have lots of the Age Perfect line. I did a whole video where I did it wasn't a full face because they don't have the full entire Age Perfect, like a whole face of it, but I had a ton of it. I love it all. I love the whole line. The powder is also fan-friggin-tastic. So good. I have this in what shade? I still don't have my magnifying glass, and I can't get this far enough away to read it. It's the lightest shade, I'm almost positive. Oh, it's because the shade's on the front. That's why I can't find it. 300. 300 Ivory. So good. It's really, 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 really good. It's more like coverage foundation powder. I do set foundations with it. I'm going on a tangent. But you really need to go get the Flower Beauty Light Illusion powder. This is a straight up dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. Okay. Oh, things are stuck. Beautiful. You should try it if you haven't already. Number 1. Favorite foundations of all time as of 2020. It's another one from Dior. They kind of took the name from the MAC Face and Body. This one is called Backstage Face and Body. I have 2 shades of this now, and that's how good it is. You know, if I go buy multiple shades. When you're a girl that has 200 foundations and you can pick anything you want on any given day, and you're going to go buy another one of something you already have, it's pretty good. This is shade 1 Cool Rosy. It is what I am wearing today. Matte foundation on flaking skin right now. Just saying, it's kind of miraculous. I also have shade 1.5N, which is my summer shade. This scored a 99% A. It's a natural matte finish. So the only place I have highlight on, you know, is my typical Natasha Denona Super Glow. But, you know, my skin is, I've still got luminosity. You can kind of tell, forehead. It's a natural matte finish. It is super lightweight, like very, very, very lightweight. Like feels like nothing levels of lightweight. Oddly hydrating for a matte finish. My skin feels, if not just as hydrated by the end of the night. Why am I serving you on a platter? I don't know. Coming across, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Hydrating for matte. Crazy, right? Smooths texture, gives a slight blur to pores. Light to medium coverage, I would call it, does not settle into lines. Because it's so lightweight and it's not at all drying, it is super comfortable to wear all day long. Stays put really well. I have not worn this with a mask yet. I'm not a good judge for the mask thing because I always wear a mask when I'm anywhere outside my house, but I don't leave the house that much. And when I do leave the house, I don't leave my car that much. So I don't have like super lengthy mask experience. The only one I've worn for like 3 to 4 hours at a time is the MAC Face and Body. So that one I can speak very highly of. But the Dior Backstage, super nice. If you want a nice matte finish that's not quite as full coverage as the YSL, but you still want to definitely be in that matte realm, check out Dior Backstage. It's really, really pretty. Good for dry skin. It doesn't settle into lines, so it's good for maturing skin. It's a good one. I know this is long because my camera stopped and I had to start it, and it only does that after a half hour. So, if you made it this far, thanks for sticking around. I appreciate you. There you have it. Those are my top foundations of all time as of 2020. I've still got some roundups to go as far as the best ofs. I've already done skincare. We've gone through all of the foundations. I will have some general makeup best ofs. We'll go through eyeshadows and things like that, and some other must-have makeup in my life. So we'll have a couple more roundups for rounding out the rest of this year. So stay tuned for those. As always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. Come back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time for new videos. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.